Hello, dear students. I'm Jyoti Grant from Madhura's India Public School. As your classes are suspended due to the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic, we the teachers are here to explain your lessons online so that your studies should not be obstructed. So, dear students, I'm going to teach English of class 12 and I'm starting up with the poetry section first from your book Flamingo. And the very first poem that is given in your book Flamingo is My Mother at 66. Now, I want all of you to open up your book on page number 90 so that I can go through the stanza and I'll be explaining it. Now, before starting up the poem, I would like to tell you something about the poet. And this beautiful poem is written by Kamla Das, who was born in Malabar in Kerala. And a very brief description is also already given in your book. And according to this description, she is a very sensitive writer. And she has captured the complex subtleties of human relationships in this world. And she comments on the feeling of pain and anguish that one feels for the aging parents. And the uniqueness of this poem is that this is a single thread of thought, and the poem is, a kind of a self-observation of the real world, and it is connected with the main idea. So the whole poem is a single sentence which is punctuated by the commas, and this is something which is unique about this poem. So now we shall move on to the first few lines of the poem, and this goes like this. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, doors open-mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away. Now, here the poet is telling you that she is driving and she is on her way from her ancestral home to Cochin airport, and she is traveling by a car with her aged mother and who is dozing off, leaning against her body. And the poet is describing her mother as old, pale, and cold. That means her skin, her face was out of color. It was all pale. Now, how she has become pale? Because of her age, because of her old age. And you must have noticed that the elderly people who are old age, of course, their skin and their color becomes colorless because of the weakness. So that paleness is lying on her face, and this is what she is telling you about her appearance. So she is dozing off beside her, and the mother looked like almost like a corpse. Corpse, no, without life. So her body is so weak, so pale, so colorless. There is no vitality of life there inside her body, and her body has become like a corpse. And she seemed to have lost the color of and the vitality of life. This is what she is telling you here in this line. And as she's writing here that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away. Now she wants to get away from that thought because this thought is haunting her. Of course, nobody likes to lose their parents, especially the mother. So that is why she is she's going through a very deep pain, and she has become painful. And this is the idea that is haunting her, that very soon she is going to lose her mother. Now we shall move on to the few next lines of the poem. But soon put that thought away and looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. No? So she tried to drive away the thought of her mother's approaching death. She started looking out of the window because she wanted to drive away the pain that she was experiencing at that moment, and the pain and the agony she experienced on seeing her aged mother. She wanted to drive away her helplessness in the wake of her mother's aging and approaching death. This is what she was trying to do so. And as she looked out of the window, what she saw, she looked at the young trees sprinting. Now, sprinting here, children, means running fast. You know? So, as she was looking at the trees, and at the same time, she saw few children who were spilling out of their homes. So, now here the trees and children symbolizing the spirits of life, or you may say the liveliness of life, the spring of life, the beginning of life, you may say. And the strength that the children and the energy that the children are having. So she wants to show that strength, that vigor, that happiness, which contrast with the lifelessness and helplessness that sets in with the age which was inside the car as she was sitting with her dying mother, you may say, with her old mother who was very soon going to die, according to her experience that she was going through. So this is a contrasting image that she wants to tell you, that at the same time she was experiencing a long haunting thought that was going on in her mind, and when she looked out of the window, she saw a very contrasting image. There was outside the window, there was a beginning of a life, beginning of a new spirit, but there inside the car, it was going to end. Something is going to end. That is the life of a aging mother.